Hello my loves, and welcome back to another reading. So I'm going to start with my Mabin deck, the Oracle deck today, and I'm going to pull 3 cards. What is it that we need to know today? Okay, so we have the Reaper, Tea Magic, and Cacao. Alright, so for the Reaper, we have number 32, which reduces to 5. So a card of change, a number of change here. For the birth of something new to manifest, the death of something holding you back is inevitable. And I'm very much getting the message that, yes, the Reaper looks kind of, I want to say grotesque, but there's another word for it here too, like with her very odd smile, right? Her too wide mouth. Also getting the imagery of that too wide mouth eating up the old, right? And look how huge her scythe is. But it's not with malice. It's not with just an insatiable hunger. She's got a book here. She knows which things need to be harvested at this point, right? She has her light to guide her, the light that she's made herself here. And this is giving me the light of the stars. Like the star card lighting your way, like us being a light, right? That when we get rid of that which doesn't serve us anymore, we can shine brighter. We can be more aligned with who it is that we are deeply within ourselves and within spirit as well. Then we have Tea Magic, 38, which reduces to an 11 or a 2. Reach into your subconscious, pull from the source, and weave magic with intention, and the answers will unfold. I'm very much getting the message here of, it always goes back to being childlike, but I don't know if you did this as a kid. I know we all do kind of crazy, sort of like intuitive things as kids. Crazy because we look at it through the eyes of an adult who's been told to just be in this box and just align yourself with that box instead of like the self-exploration of a child. But I remember as a child just singing and making up songs all the time, making up stories, obviously, you know, like when you play with dolls and things like that, and you're creating these stories and these narratives for yourself that are almost coming through you out of nowhere. But, you know, at me as an adult recognizing that's just spirit flowing through, you know. There's not as much on a child to dim their light, their inner light, their connection to spirit as there is as once you start getting into, you know, adolescence and teenagerdom and then adulthood, right? Kids just do whatever the heck they want. So I think here, this is a very much a, hey, you need to go and you need to go play, and you need to let what comes out of you be part of the magic, right? Like, go pretend you're a witch out in the woods. What would a magical witch from like a fairy tale film do if you were watching it as a child? Would she go out and would she spin around and around in circles with her long hair down, maybe singing out to the forest and letting whatever words that come out, and that's the spell? You know? Would she collect leaves and sticks and stones together and make a little image with that? And say that this is what this image means. And as it is moved and blown away by the elements, by the weather, that means that my spell is being sent out to the world. The energy is being sent out to the world. The answers will unfold. The intention comes from just us being these spirits in these bodies, right? We know in a gut level, we know the things that are powerful. And a big part of that is play. All right, we have another number 5 here, as the Reaper reduces to a 5 here. So we have cacao. You are loved, you are held, and you are already everything you seek. This is very much giving me that your spirits that you work with, whether they're your angels or ancestors, deities, land spirits, spirits of the cosmos, you are very protected right now. You are very protected right now, and they want you to know, and I don't even mean right now, you have always been protected. You have always had these spirits around. We have this owl and this fox, and then we have these crows up in the sky, right? You have always been protected. You are always going to be protected. Things happen here, yes, but there's so much love that surrounds you. And they want you to know to stop worrying about the stormy skies outside because you are surrounded by love. Things are so much cozier when you're going through a storm outside in the world, when you're in your home with, a nice cozy fire and something very warm and delicious to drink, and you have those who love you and who you love around you as well, right? And that whatever it is that you are called to be in this world, that you are called to do, that you are called to light up, the magic that you're here to make in this world is important. And you don't have to strive to be like the other people in your cozy little home through this storm. You need to be exactly who you are, because see, we have all these different animals here. They all serve different purposes in an ecosystem. Your purpose is unique to you in your ecosystem. And it might look like other people's purposes, of course. That always happens. There's always these niches to fill. It's like how across the world, even when there is no connection to, like, let's say there's no connection of Australian animals to, like, let's say the animals of North America, right? But you will find these animals that look very similar, usually, that are doing the same things, but they're not related at all. They're not related by any sort of genetic relation at all. They descend from different paths, right? Just remember that what you are is unique and what you are is needed. Come at this from the person you were supposed to be here, the things that you were supposed to be. Come at this through a love for you too, a love for your role too. Look at everyone else with wonder in your eyes at the things that they can do, but look at yourself with wonder in your eyes at what you are doing too. Each role is important. Okay, let's get some more cards. Feeling pulled to the Crow Tarot. I believe that's what it's called. And I can't remember the name of the person who made this one. Are we taking that one? Yes. The High Priestess. Yes. Absolutely yes. This is being very seated in your power. Man, oh man, I've been seeing pomegranates a lot lately, but that makes sense for me considering my connections to myths and story and magic and things like that. But we are in the season of pomegranates, okay? We are in the season of Persephone. If you're in the northern hemisphere, Persephone has gone down into Hades, right? She's gone down to be the queen of Hades, to be the queen of the dead. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, she's come out to be this bounteous, beautiful, flowery springtime goddess. But obviously, you know, it's autumn for me, and these are the vibes that are coming in. It's very autumn vibes. So yes, we have the High Priestess is somebody who understands their inner world. They understand how they are connected to spirit. They are not disconnected from spirit just because they live in this human body, right? On this planet, in this tangible world, right? It's easy to be distracted from who we really are in this world because there's so many things to distract us with on purpose, right? So that we don't strive higher for our roles that we have come here to take and be seated in our power in. But if you remember that you're loved and you remember to play in your magic and not take it so seriously, to enjoy it, to enjoy the aroma of it. Now the tea part is coming in here. It's so interesting reading tarot, especially when you are allowing just the messages to come in and how the cards can evoke different messages, right? Not even having to do with what they say in the first place. But enjoy all the sensualness of what is here on earth. Enjoy the sensuality of living in these human bodies, these tangible bodies, these bodies that can touch each other, these bodies that can touch the world around us. We can smell the world around us. We can smell other people, you know, the scent of hugging your mom when you're a little kid. That's, emotional. The scent of grandma's cooking. So what is very much coming through is understanding our connection to our spiritual selves, the part of us that is eternal, right? And seeing that in this tangible world, being able to bring the spirit into this tangible world through delight, through sensuality, through being with each other, and not allowing things to rot around us, right? There are times when some people need to go in our lives. It's the time has come. They have been toxic, or the relationship is just toxic back and forth. It's time for that to be let go, right? Sometimes it's a place that we're in. Sometimes that place is no longer serving us. It is no longer allowing us to be the fullest person, the fullest spirit that wants to reside in us, right? Our space limits us. Sometimes it's things, you know, and sometimes it's beliefs and the thoughts that we have that keep on reoccurring. And it takes us having our spirit very seated within us to know that what is in our world doesn't fit anymore, right? This is, I mean, the High Priestess here, this card specifically is also giving me a bit of the Magician, right? We have the wand, we have the cup, we have the pentacle, and we have the sword here, and our altar is the moon. So it's not, you know, the Magician has the tools, the physical tools, in order to do what they need to do. But the High Priestess understands that I am everything I need. And I can manifest what I see from spirit. I can bring heaven here on earth, right? I can manifest the beautiful things that I know can be here. But it takes discernment and understanding, knowing what no longer serves. Sorry about that. I just realized I didn't have my nice microphone on for all of this, but here we are. All right, what else should we know about this role? Like, what is it we should be... Oh, hello. Okay. All right, never mind. I don't even need to ask the questions. The answers are already coming, which always seems to be the way. You have to, again, the Reaper, understand what to leave behind. These cups are already empty. And yes, you can grieve about it. Yes, you can be sad about it. But you got to turn around to see what is still full, what is still waiting for you to grab hold of, what is still, what just desperately wants you to enjoy. Because that enjoyment allows you to bring in the spirit to yourself, and allows you to spread that spirit, that light, right? Spirit is light. To let your light shine. Because here it's just, I'm very much getting the message of life is loss. Life is beautiful, wondrous things happening, beautiful, wondrous relationships happening, and sometimes not. Life is a lot of growth, but life is also letting things come to harvest time and harvesting them. Life is death. And so we grieve, but we always must move on. We always must continue down these paths that we have chosen to walk in these lives, right? Remember that you have that sweet cacao here to drink with your loved ones. Instead of wallowing in the self-isolation of grief for something that was probably not meant for you, or just simply something whose time was up, right? We have our loved ones to sit and enjoy ourselves with, to weather any storms. When we are with our loved ones, we can weather the storms of grief and loss. Because our loved ones are who we are living for, who we are making magic for. All right, what else, Spirit? Oh, hello. Yep, we really, really, really have to not blind ourselves with the grief and with all the thoughts that we have, all the beliefs that we have, that hold us back, but truly are not keeping us tied here anyway. None of these swords is touching this crow here, right? None of these swords, I mean, they could be a danger to the crow, of course, right? They could be a danger to the crow because this crow has chosen to bind themselves up in a ribbon, blind themselves. And if the crow wanted to make these things even more dangerous, the crow could start moving around in this and get sliced, right? But this is all of the crow's making. Crow didn't have to land here in amongst these swords, right? The crow didn't have to wrap that ribbon around them, pretending like they are bound up and cannot move and cannot see and are incapable of. This is the, there are true victims in the world, you know, but when we make a victim of ourselves, we stop ourselves from being able to help true victims, right? It's being blind to anybody but ourselves, but our own thoughts, but our own beliefs that limit us from being wholly and fully ourselves. Like, this is an energy of moroseness. This is not the energy of that playful magic that you hold within yourself. You are the high priestess. You know, you are the magic in a body, and you are able to use that magic to do anything you want, to make the world what you want. This is not you. And allowing this sort of mentality to keep you seated or stuck here, it makes you of no use to yourself and your spirit, your higher purpose that you have come here to learn. And perhaps maybe getting out of this mindset is something that you have come here to learn. But you have the power. You have all of the power. You have all of the power here to get out of this. And they're looking the same way, you know? Except not looking. If they took this ribbon off, they could see exactly what the High Priestess sees, which is joy and abundance and happiness and community and a wonderful home to be in with loved ones. This is celebration. This is everything that we all want our human lives here to be, right? Something that we can take back when we pass on, once our lives are done here, you know. Something that feeds all of humanity. Instead of self-isolating and keeping ourselves to ourselves, not shining our light that we came here to shine. Not being in reciprocal give and receive relationship with even ourselves, okay? This crow is also not doing anything good for themselves either here, spending this time in the grief and being morose and not seeing the world around them, right? This one is willfully, not even just because of the emotions of something that could be overwhelming, and so it is okay to be in grief, but this crow is willfully binding themselves up, willfully blinding themselves to the magic that is in this world, the magic that is within them, the ability to do anything. So we need to overcome this. Grieve as you need to. You know, I'm not being harsh about that at all. Grieve as you need to, because life is, you know, as beautiful as it can be, it is also so very painful, right? We go through multiple losses in our life, and I feel also a message coming through with the Eight of Swords here is that when we also allow the world to dictate to us what we should be, and that we shouldn't take our seat as a high priestess, high priest, high holy person who is able to manifest things in this life because they are tapped into who they really are. And when they are bound up in what, unfortunately, you know, the boxes that our society tries to keep us in so that we are more controllable, that we are not free. You gotta take that blindfold off bit by bit. You gotta see what's going on in the world and how it is that you can use your particular, unique power, your magic. You need to see how you can use that. Instead of feeling like, well, I can't do anything because I'm going to have all these repercussions. You're for sure going to have repercussions. There are some people who really want to stay in the boxes, and if other people want to get out of the boxes, they might be awful to them. That does happen, and it is a risk we take all the time. But to really get this joy here, this true foundational, very strong foundation. I mean, in the Rider-Waite, we have a big, huge stone-built town, right? Not just a tower that could be hit and easily topple over, but a nice wide town that is so every wall is supporting each other. Every wall is supporting each other building, you know, all of it together is so strong. So once we get out of this, And we come into this and we come into community with people who will truly see you and truly see your magic and not want to deny you that magic just because it would be easier just to, to go along to get along, right? This is what's here for us when we step out of this. And it's hard. Yeah, for sure. I live in a very conservative area. I know. But we're striving for something so beautiful here. A wonderful future. And coming at that too, coming at this with this playfulness, with building community with other playful people who are playful with their own magics and stuff like that, and not being so serious all the time. Let's just be silly little primates, but silly little primates who make a beautiful life for each other through our individual magics. And also, again, individual magics, we have the wands here. Because we're all stronger when we have multiple facets, multiple different kinds of things going here, coming together. Okay, that's the reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.